Hello everyone, myself Professor Ashok Muchandi, Saraswati Institute of Pharmacy, Purtali. We are discussing a topic on pathophysiology of hypertension. After learning this topic, the students will able to understand meaning of normal blood pressure and hypertension, symptoms and different stages of hypertension, different types of hypertension, and etiology of hypertension. In that, renin-angiotensin aldosterone system-induced secondary hypertension in detail, and at the last, pathological features and complications of hypertension. First of all, what is normal blood pressure? Here, the blood flows through the blood vessel, which creates a lateral pressure on the walls of blood vessel. Meanwhile, as the walls of blood vessels are made up of elastic in nature, and due to the surrounding tissue that creates again the back pressure on the circulating blood, that is known as peripheral resistance. So thus we can define the blood pressure as it is the lateral pressure arrived by blood on the walls of blood vessel during circulation. Thus you can say that blood pressure is cardiac output multiplied by peripheral resistance. And all of you know that the normal blood pressure under the normal condition is about 120 by 80 mmHg. The upper value indicates the systolic pressure and the lower value indicates the diastolic blood pressure. Now, what is hypertension? It is also called as high blood pressure or arterial hypertension. It is a condition in which the blood pressure remains more than 140 by 90 mmHg. It means if the systolic blood pressure is more than 140 and the diastolic blood pressure is more than 90 mmHg, that condition is generally termed as hypertensive condition. Now the reflection point, stop the video, read the question and write the answer in your notebook. The question is, name the apparatus used to measure the blood pressure. I hope all of you written the answer in your notebook, and the answer is the apparatus which is used to measure the blood pressure is known as sphygmomanometer. Next one, symptoms of hypertension. Generally, the symptoms are not clearly seen in the earlier stages. Later on, there may be the high blood pressure during the hypertensive condition, chest pain, headache, fatigue, shortness of breath, convulsion, dizziness, nausea, vomiting, anxiety, changes in vision, increased sweating, tinnitus, heart palpitations, general feeling of unwellness, increased urination frequently, blurred and doubled vision, flushed face, nose bleeds, pale and red color skin. So these are the symptoms and signs of hypertensive patient. Now we are understanding what are the different stages of hypertension. Depending upon the range of systolic and diastolic blood pressure, the hypertension stages are as follows. If the systolic blood pressure is in between 90 to 119 and diastolic blood pressure ranges in between 60 to 79, that blood pressure is generally known as normal blood pressure. In a pre-hypertensive stage, The systolic blood pressure ranges in between 120 to 139 and diastolic remains in between 80 to 89 mmHg. In stage 1 hypertension, systolic blood pressure is in between 140 to 159 and diastolic blood pressure is in between 90 to 99 mmHg. Stage 2, 160 to 179 systolic and 100 to 109 diastolic. If the systolic blood pressure remains above 180 and diastolic remains above 110, that stage is considered as third stage hypertension. Now, different types of hypertension. There are two types of hypertension. First one, primary hypertension, also called as essential or benign type of hypertension. It ranges about 90 to 95% cases of hypertensive patient. Continuously slight elevation over many years and the cause is generally unknown. Thus, it is also called as idiopathic hypertension. Another type, secondary hypertension, also called malignant or accelerated hypertension. It occurs about 5 to 10% of patients. Generally, in this type, the exact reason cause is identifiable or you can say that the mechanism is known. And there is sudden and marked increase in the blood pressure up to or above 200 by 140 mmHg. Next one is etiological factors, that is causes of hypertension. The factors which affects on cardiac output and peripheral resistance may responsible for causing the hypertension. First one, causes of primary hypertension. Though the cause is unknown, but the following factors may be responsible for the hypertension. You can select lifestyle, environmental factors, age and sex, genetic factors, increased levels of blood catecholamines, increased volume of blood, and increased cardiac output may be responsible for primary hypertension. The etiological factors for secondary hypertension. In this, the exact reason and mechanism is well understood. The major causes of secondary hypertension are endocrine, that is hormonal induced hypertension, co-attraction of upper part of aorta, neurogenic induced hypertension, renal hypertension, that is renal diseases induced hypertension. In that, renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system induced hypertension. Now we are understanding in detail renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system induced hypertension. The decreased cardiac output or obstruction of renal artery brings reduced blood supply to the kidney. That condition is known as renal ischemia. Thus, it brings again decreased glomerular filtration rate. Due to the renal ischemia and decreased glomerular filtration rate, the extraglomerular cells of kidney releases one of proteolytic hormone called renin. This renin further enters into the circulation and in the liver it acts on angiotensinogen, which is alpha-2 globulin, that converts into angiotensin first in presence of renin. Again, the ACE enzyme, angiotensin converting enzyme, which is present in endothelial cells of capillaries of lungs and kidney, further converts the angiotensin 1 into the another form, which is an active form, that is known as angiotensin second. This angiotensin second mainly acts on the medium and smaller blood vessels and causes the narrowing of blood vessel is known as vasoconstriction. So due to the vasoconstriction, there is further increase in peripheral resistance to the blood flow. So you can say that angiotensin 2 acts as vasoconstrictor and produces the peripheral resistance. Meanwhile, it also acts on adrenal glands which are present on kidney and induces release of aldosterone from the cells of adrenal cortex. This aldosterone further acts on density of nephron and induces the maximum reabsorption of sodium and water. So we can say that due to release of aldosterone, maximum reabsorption of water, thus there is increased volume of water in the blood, thus overall increase in the blood volume and cardiac output. So finally, due to increased peripheral resistance and more water level and cardiac output induces the hypertension. Now, pathological features. Mainly, the pathological features are found in heart and blood vessel. In the heart, there is cardiac hypertrophy, mainly the left ventricle, increase in the weight of heart around 500 grams, ventricular wall thickness increases around 20 mm. Microscopically, there is presence of degeneration of myocardial fibers as well as edema and necrosis. Meanwhile, the blood vessel shows thickening of arterial wall and narrowing of lumen. Now, finally, complications of hypertension. The major complications of hypertension are seen as vision loss. Due to the hypertension, there may be the occurrence of heart attack, kidney disease or failure of kidney, sexual dysfunction, heart failure and stroke. So all these are major complications of hypertension. I hope all of you understood well. Thank you very much.